Hey guys, Zimster here with another Conqueror's Blade video for you. This video is an overview of all the doctrines that I have seen so far. I will overview the common and uncommon doctrines first. After that, I will go into the rare doctrines. I will also talk about the troops you should use certain doctrines on. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. So let's just jump right in. Alright, the first doctrines I want to go over is piercing doctrines. So piercing armor penetration and damage, great for units like prefectured pikemen. So for example, they have piercing armor penetration and piercing damage, but no slashing armor penetration and blunt armor penetration. So highly focus on their defense and their piercing damage. Alright, next is slashing armor penetration and damage. So a good unit, for example, is Palace Guards. They have a good amount of slashing damage, 0 piercing damage, and some blunt damage. So if you're going to use these doctrines, I'd recommend using them on units like Palace Guards. Now let's go over blunt damage and armor penetration. A great unit to look at for this is Iron Reapers. These guys have a crazy amount of blunt damage. I would highly recommend putting 1 or 2 uncommon blunt damage items onto these Iron Reapers until you get better doctrines. Alright, let's go over defensive doctrines. These doctrines are for piercing, slashing, and blunt defense, and you want these type of doctrines on units that have shields usually, or if they're really squishy units, you might want to add a little defense. So I would highly recommend using these on Spear Sergeants, for example. These guys are used in everything. They defend points, they do rebel camps, they do the Great Wall. Overall, they're great at defending, so you would want higher defense so you can defend longer. Alright, the last doctrine I want to talk about is the Life Doctrine. This doctrine is actually really important, and I actually like to use them on mounted units with charge. And the purpose is charge is so strong on mounted units that you want to be able to do it as many times as possible. So I feel like Life allows you to extend that. Alright, let's talk about rare doctrines. I'm going to go ahead and browse through these pretty quick because they're very unit specific. Let's start with Rare Sword Doctrine, and this is for sword and shield infantry and increases block by 140. And then we have the Rare Sword Doctrine 2, and this is for sword and shield infantry, reduces range damage taken by 10%. Then we have Rare Polearm Doctrine 1, this is for pikes and helms, and increases damage while bracing by 100. Then we have Rare Polearm Doctrine 2, and this reduces charge cooldown by 9%. And then we have Rare Melee Cavalry Doctrine 1, and this reduces food consumption in the open world by 35%. And then we have Rare Melee Cavalry Doctrine 2, and this increases movement speed by 20%. And then we have Rare Lance Doctrine, and this is for Lance Cavalry, and this increases movement speed by 6%. We have the Rare Mounted Archery Doctrine, and this is for mounted archers. This increases the ammo by 15%. And then we have Rare Archery Doctrine. This is for archery infantry, increases shooting accuracy by 10%. And then we have Crossbow Infantry Doctrine, and this increases the rate of fire by 10% for crossbows. And then we have Rare Javelin Doctrine, and this for javelin infantry, increases ammo by 10%. And then we have Rare Arquebus Doctrine 1, and this is for firearm infantry, increases health by 310. That's actually pretty awesome. Rare Spare Doctrine, this is for all units and increases health by 360. Probably one of the best rare doctrines you can get right there. Assassination Doctrine, all units, increases damage dealt to heroes by 85. Another really good doctrine to have. Especially on pikes. Pikes would be really good for this, or javelins. And then Breakthrough Doctrine, all units, increases damage dealt to units by 95. That's insane. And then there's the Rare Damage Doctrines, which would be piercing, slashing, and blunt. And then there would be the Rare Defense Doctrines, piercing, slashing, and blunt. So I hope this video helped you understand how the doctrines worked in this game and what kind of units you can use doctrines on, and the doctrines you can look forward to using, like the rare ones on very specific units. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the game, on my Discord, or whatever works for you. All my information is below. Thank you guys for watching. Happy hunting.